If you've been waiting for a house update, I just want to say me too, and I'm really sorry because we've actually been kind of stalled for a little bit waiting for the engineer's drawings, which I'm going to give you a little bit of lore on like later on in the video. But right now I'm about to get a car parking ticket because my car's parked in a loading bay. My boyfriend, who obviously I'm doing the renovation with, is a joiner, and one of his jobs got cancelled because the materials weren't delivered in time, so he's bringing him and his apprentice to the house today. And the last time he filmed for us, he filmed a video doing our shed deconstruction, and he's like 17, he's like 6'3", he looks a little bit older than 17, and everyone was like, oh my god, is he single? And I didn't want to like comment back and be like, you're all creepy, but I was speaking to him yesterday about whether he read the comments, and he was like, yeah, don't tell them I'm 17. Oh my god, guys, I need a wee now, which is just great because I can't be going for a wee at the house when there's builders there. Because obviously right now we're just weeing in the garden because we don't have a toilet, but also I've just gone there and I'm just running back to get my masks now because I think there's been some sort of like chimney soot explosion in one of the rooms. The electrician's covered in chimney soot and he's only got one of them small disposable masks, so I was like, I'll go get my big mask because I don't know what's going on inside the house, but we'll see when we get in there. Going in. Oh my god. The hardest part about filming a renovation is the dust. It stops the camera lens from focusing, so I'm apologising already because this is a messy video, because today we're going to be taking down, or I'm not going to be, Ian's friends who he met at his last job are going to be taking down the ceilings in as many rooms as possible and taking things back so we can just see the bare beams that are supporting the house. Sometimes I do feel like I'm getting in the way, so I am very grateful that they let me film them. I'm actually just stood next to the old bathroom. The toilets are all just down there. But yeah, so we're getting the electrician to link up a plug socket so we can use it for the renovation, because right now the fuse box is melted and it's not safe to plug anything in. However, I didn't realise like the realities of being a homeowner was just bill after bill after bill, because we received a bill from Eon saying that we owed them like £800. I'm like, we only got the house at the start of July, but obviously we've not used the electricity barely because we've barely done any work that needed electricity. It's mainly been just like with hammers and stuff. But when we have, we've always switched the electricity on and off, like and only use it for like an hour or 2 hours, like it's not £800. So I rang them, I sent them photos of the fuse box and said it's all switched off right now, but we need to get smart meter fitted so that they can like reduce our bill.
Just going to cut all the main wires into the house. Obviously we've not had it turned on since we've been in here. It's like an old system, there's like a melted fuse and all sorts, so he's just going to cut all this away, put a new fuse and a socket on for us here just so we can take power throughout the house.
And show them the melted part. Oh, there we go. The plan is that obviously once we've got these plug sockets put in, then we'll be able to get a really long extension cable and we can bring some power upstairs, because we're going to need lights in the winter. Otherwise we just would not be able to work at night in the evenings. You can barely see, especially towards the end of this video, you'll notice the difference between daylight and when it starts to go around 4 p.m. Not quite at the stage of needing Wi-Fi or anything like that, but at least this gives us the option that if we do need a storage heater or Wi-Fi or anything like that, at least we've got the availability to turn the power on when we're not there, because before, if we weren't in the house, it was a fire risk, so we were just not using it. And eventually, to save money when we do the rewire, I think Ian's going to do a lot of it, and this is his electrician friend who says he'll check it all over before we plaster and make sure it's all right. We can plug stuff in now. It feels like a luxury. We don't have to worry about melting stuff.
I'm going to take a photo of the fuse board.
It looks so much neater now. I'll show you the only room of the house which is not horrible, disgusting, unlivable. Ian's pretty lucky because he's got his own workshop here. It's kind of perfect, like from the outside it doesn't look as nice as this, but it will be cold in the winter because it's not insulated. Just giving them a tour of your workshop.
We've got all this timber off a job and I'm just trying to recycle it. So we need to put those lower ceilings in that we're ripping out, but we're going to replace them, and we can use all this timber for it.
It's got nails in it.
If you buy these, it'd be £3.50 for them. An hour to do all of this, we would have saved like what, 150, 200 quid?
And it's better for the environment. Like these don't need to be thrown away, so like there's no point to throw them away. Let us know what you would do if you're renovating. Would you bother collecting things like this to save a little bit of money and also just be environmentally friendly? Because you do have to store it all, and if we say yes to everything that we could use, like people are giving us things that they've got in their house, we actually just don't want to be renovating round a load of stuff because it just makes it harder and they're all going to get dusty and we don't have anywhere apart from this little workshop garage, which is important to keep it quite clear and tidy to keep things out of the rain. I'm definitely in favour of not getting any furniture or anything right now because we don't know the final product, and I've been saying to Ian I just want to get some photos on Pinterest and sort of get inspiration from those rather than just randomly collecting assortment of furniture. I really want it to all flow and make sense, and I'm not an architect person, interior designer, so I think it's always safest to try and copy an image that has been properly designed by an interior designer, because then you know that everything works together and we can plan it all out. We need to start making a mood board. Let me know if you'd like to see a video if we start printing out pictures and we do like a vision manifesto board. We do also have our asbestos sample, which I'm going to send off now and I'll explain to you where it's from, which we collected last week, but we've just been really slow sending it off. We need the serial number from my Amazon account to attach to it. So this is like a self-test kit, and you can order them next day delivery for £33 on Amazon, and then when you ship it back it includes the test result, but you only do like one sample with these, it's not for the whole house. This is the sample. Is it all like packaged up ready, and then I just need to write this on?
Yeah.
I'm just checking I don't need to read through the whole booklet, do I? Just fill in, or do you reckon I should?
Yes, read through the whole booklet.
Okay, cool. I only need that package. Probably the floor was done around the time they were using asbestos, and when people were saying, oh, you've already started now, you may as well just carry on, all it takes is one fibre to get into your lungs, and that can cause the asbestos disease, and it's not something that's like you can't cure it. It's a really rare form of cancer, and it's like horrible. Knowing that it has asbestos in and that we did it without masks is gonna really put me at peace of mind. So let us know whether you think we should get a full asbestos survey of the whole house. I can just go in any post box now. Let's go find a post box, and let's also go and get some snacks for everyone. Last time I did a shop for the builders, I went to Waitrose because that was a close by shop and it was so expensive I barely got any stuff. So this time I decided to drive a little bit further and go to Aldi. However, I did think like, are people actually gonna like these snacks, because they're obviously all the Aldi off-brand ones. I was in such a rush this morning that I didn't get any breakfast, so I ended up getting some Takis, which I didn't know they sold them in the UK. I got addicted to them when I was in America earlier this year, and they're chili crisp, but they're so bad for your stomach. I had them for breakfast. I felt really off all day after this because that's just not the healthiest, but I was trying to pick out sweet stuff. I'm vegan, so I can't eat any of these sweet things. I didn't really know what people liked, but I know that they like to power themselves with sugar in Ian's work. And I had everyone's drink request, so I ended up coming back with so much stuff. It cost £19, which is a lot cheaper than it would have been if I'd gone to Waitrose, thank God. So these are the crisps that they have in America. I don't know if it's the same like exact formula, because the ones in America actually mess your stomach up. I got so addicted to them. I love chili. The bathroom's quite small, so I couldn't really get in there to film them because there's 2 people in there right now. It was kind of the same thing as when we got the bathroom removal people who came over. It was like 3 of them. They came from the Wirral, and they were literally like on top of each other wearing Crocs and no PPE, just smashing off the bathroom tiles and stuff, and I couldn't get in there to film too much, but I'll show you it like in a little bit.
Bathroom.
Love what we've done with the place. Is this this isn't wires?
No, these are pipes. So
okay.
all that pipe's going to come out in a minute.
Yeah.
This is the old ceiling, the new attic ceiling
That they've put in.
So was this with like a dropped ceiling before?
Yeah, so it's had a drop ceiling, but now we can push the ceiling right up, so we still have the high ceiling.
What's holding the roof up under there?
This is holding the floor up upstairs, so we can build the floor up of this. Obviously there's this chimney, which isn't great, so we need to sort that out.
Basically, it seems when they did quite a bit of the work here, they left some brick that they didn't need. Like, we've got a bit of brick left downstairs as well. So we'll be maybe removing that because it's got no support. It's a bit dangerous, but this is the most sooty room. When I was in here taking the wallpaper off, a load of soot fell on my face and I thought it was mould, but it's making me feel better that it's obviously just chimney soot.
Yeah, it's just old chimney soot. These are really nice old timbers as well, so we're going to try and save this wood, and then again we'll put a new ceiling in, but we'll push it right up as high as we can to get like a nice high ceiling in here.
Yeah.
This window opening up.
You can see why we don't have the electrics on, because there's wires hanging down and everything. I actually can't wait until our house is converted and we can like look at the autumn trees out of the window. It looks so pretty. This ceiling came down too.
Yeah, this one comes
Down too. Again, we'll probably take all this lower ceiling down, and then when we put the new one in, we'll put it straight as high as we can, just to keep that kind of Victorian house.
Can't believe the level of the drop of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't
What's the reason for having a lower ceiling?
It's just easier when they built it. They just, because those joists aren't completely flat. But even if we can push it up another 6 inches.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that and have a nice high ceiling.
You might have noticed that we are accumulating a lot of waste and we're keeping it all in this pile downstairs. We don't have enough for a skip yet. We probably are nearly ready for a skip, but we're trying to weigh up options of the best way to get rid of stuff. I don't know if anyone else has used those skips that are like fabric bags where they get dropped off, and they're not as big as normal ones, but you can put them in your front garden if you've got a small front garden. They're like sacks and then they get collected and you can have them for as long as you want. I think that could be a good option for us because our driveway doesn't have a front section where we could put a big skip. We've only got one at the back, and even that is only the smallest size skip that will fit. So that's an option. Another cheap option would be to get some waste removal people, like the people who did our bathroom. They were £500 to remove the whole bathroom. I think they did undercharge us a little bit, but if I asked them to come back, I'm sure they would take some of this away. It just depends on what they quote, because I think last time they were a little bit shocked with how much rubbish there was, so they probably will quote us more this time. And then Ian's friend Dan, who's the one who's removing the beams right now, which, by the way, if you're panicking, these are not structural beams. When they were removing the ones downstairs, the floor was shaking and I was like, oh my god, how do we know the floor's not going to fall through? But these are all just drop ceiling beams, so they're not actually holding any weight. Dan could potentially come back and fill the skip for us if we got a skip, but then we would have to arrange the skip as well. It depends whether he's got enough free time. Waste removal is one of the biggest factors in a renovation, and we've not even hit any of the other big ones yet, but we are. I'll go back to what I was saying about the steel at the beginning of the video. We have the engineer's drawings, but we're waiting for the engineer's calculations. And the thing is, we weren't expecting as many beams as they said we'd need. They said we'd need 9, but we're thinking, and we'll show you the beam in a minute, that's a very strong wooden one, that might not need a steel in replacement of it. So it's a good job that Ian has knowledge about houses and the way that the beams run and things like that, because I really don't understand it. And I think that's a way that you can quite often overpay, because if we don't need a steel, I don't want to go above and beyond, because not only do you have to pay for the engineering calculation per steel, but you also then have to pay for the steel. And they said to us, oh, if you don't want to get that one installed when it comes down to it, it's fine, but I do want to make sure that we're following their advice properly, because I want it to be insured properly. I don't want us to go off piece and then end up getting non-building regulation work done, especially after paying so much money for the drawings and the calculation. So we're just going to go back to them and send them some videos now we've taken the ceilings out, because we can show them how big the beams are, and we can describe. I just basically want an explanation from the engineer as to why each one's there. As long as it's explained, I think it's fine, but some of them, it seems like we've got more than what we were anticipating, especially in the loft section. We're even fully kitted out in Ian's work gear. Oh, you've got a jacket. Is this your work jacket or a nice jacket?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Just big.
Is it? Thank you.
Where can we put all that timber? I think it'd be better over here.
So now I'm looking like a chimney sweep as well. I've been given a task. I'm not happy to be doing some work. I like being on filming duty. Yes, we're collecting all the timber out here. And then in this corner, obviously, we've got all the trees from when we trimmed, or when Ian and his friend cut down the conifers a little bit. And most of it did get taken away, but we've got all the last little bits that I now need to move onto that pile. It's actually really funny because some neighbour gossip for you. The person around the back came over when Ian was in the back garden and was like, what's all this doing? Like, they were saying that they were not happy with it being by the fence, but the thing is, I'll show you the fences. The fences are already like basically all like that, and it's not because anything's leaning on them, it's just because they're rotten. So these fences, you can see they've got other branches and stuff, but they've been like that for a long time. They need replacing, but it's not because of that pile of stuff there. So Ian was like, hang on a minute, let's just rewind and let's talk to each other nicely, because we are new neighbours. I'm going to get the gloves. A lot of this timber you can take to the tip, because we've got the licence where you get 16 times a year in a big van. So we'll be collecting this all together and putting it in the wood section in the tip. The issue we've got is keeping the different sections tidy, like the garden's gradually getting built up, and we're trying to keep all the timber together. But we've got these conifer leaves that we also need to move, but we don't want to move them twice because we've been collecting them on the driveway, like I said before. But if we move them onto there, we're going to have to take them away eventually anyway, and there's so much of them and they're really heavy. So we're just going to sweep them all into the corner for now, and then we'll think about what we're going to do with that later. We probably should get some. I don't think that's the stuff that you could get wood chipped. I think the stuff that we were going to wood chip, we've already got rid of. I think we paid like £400 for someone to come and get rid of that. But this is actually quite a cool section of the garden, because under the wall there's a bit of a gap where it drains and it goes into the sewers, and we've also got a tap in the back corner, which is perfect if you need to wash your hands when your hands are dirty from doing the renovation. Plus we've got power at the back of the garden as well, so eventually, obviously this is like 5 years into the future, once all the other costs have been paid for, we would love to have a little spa area, like a plunge thing, like a shower maybe, at the back of the garden with a sauna, because Ian could build it out of wood, and that tap and power would be so
so useful for that, so that would be perfect. I really wish that I could show you guys the front of the house, because the back of the house looks a little bit scruffy, but I'm just really paranoid about security, so I don't want people to be able to find out where we live. But just trust me, the front of the house is very cottage vibe. It's not at all the same as the back of the house. Eventually the front of the house needs re-rendering and everything, and we'll redo the back of the house too. We might have an extra window put in, and obviously it all needs repainting, and it'll look so different when the conservatory is solid. But I'm just looking at it now, and like, you guys can't see why we fell in love with the property, because it is very much the front of it, because it is 2 terraces joined together. It's quite rare that it's a symmetrical frontage, and it just looks really cute and cottagey, especially when we bought it had ivy going all up it. And obviously we don't want to encourage ivy going at the front of the house, but we will eventually grow some roses and have a really nice porch area. The porch at the moment is a bit plasticky, but that's all something we can replace in due course. And we've got a stunning front door. It's like solid oak and super heavy, which we'll definitely be keeping. And at the moment the house is a bright colour, and I'm not sure whether we'll keep it that same colour. I actually really like it. I think even though a lot of people would think I'd want a pink house, I think sometimes pink can look a bit, I don't like it when it's too salmony. I kind of like pink accents, but I don't think a whole house being pink works unless everyone else on the row is different colours, because I think it just stands out a little bit too much when I see houses like that. Basically the reason why the steel's taking a little bit longer is we're waiting for the calculations, but we're also thinking we might be a bit of a cause of delay, because what we told them we wanted the stairs as isn't the same as what we're thinking now. So originally the stairs were going to run up here, and you would either enter at the front here or enter at the side. Sorry. That would need 2 steels, and also we were thinking it would make a bit of dead space in this part of the room. It would be a very small room. We're thinking we could have the stairs, you come up here, so you enter here, and then you go up here, and then you'd have this understairs room, but this would be the downstairs bathroom. The only issue for that is that the downstairs bathroom wouldn't have pipes. We'd have to dig up all under here, which is concrete. It would mean 1 less steel, and it would probably mean less of a weird shaped room. So Dan, who's been ripping down the ceilings, says that he just spotted something that he thinks it's like wood chips, and then it could be more asbestos, and they've just gone in to have a look. They've all got masks on, but I don't have like the big mask because Dan's using mine. But this is how much they've pulled down already. Having said that, I'm just thinking maybe that's got asbestos in it, but at least we're like outside in the open. Okay, update is actually fine. Apparently it's just plaster. Ian's checked online, which is good, and he's checked on multiple sources and it's okay. But 2007 relic that was found under the sink cupboard. I don't know whether that was left by a builder or what, but that is really foul. I don't think I should really be touching that, but I'm going to give you an update of what's gone on inside the house. It's now the afternoon. I can't believe how much progress they made in a day here with 2 people working on it. We've removed all of the ceilings downstairs and then the 2 ceilings upstairs. It's actually so satisfying to finally see some progress going on. I mean, we're even further away from being able to live in this house, but for now we needed to do it anyway, and while the steelers can't be going in yet, it's good just to be doing something. We probably should have done this a while ago, but we have, to be honest, let the project stall a bit, and I'm going to be a lot better in the winter, because especially now this time of year before it's freezing, it's a lot easier to work, because there was a period like a few weeks ago where the air was so cold your hands start to seize up. So I think we need to take advantage of the October and November days as much as possible. But this moulding I love. We're going to obviously replace it. A lot of it's just mouldy, and we're going to have to get it replastered. Get cheap foam ones. I've actually seen some little mount things that you can put around your light that are made out of polystyrene, and you can get them at the range, but this is obviously ones that are made out of solid plaster, and oh my god, it was such a nightmare to get off. I think we're going to have to get someone else in to come with a big drill and do that. But now at this point I think everyone's energy was lagging, and we were just messing about. There was a hammer that was lost under here somewhere, and Ian wanted to see what it looked like removing the plaster off one of the other pillars. I can already see the comments saying that people should be wearing helmets, and not gonna lie, for these guys I'm just glad that they were wearing masks throughout most of it. I think it's opens your eyes to the world of builders, and it does scare me as someone with health anxiety. But I only had my little thin mask on today because Dan was borrowing my big one, and I feel like now I need to get a new big one, and I'm thinking maybe a pink one next time. But this is what the wall looks like underneath that. That'll all be coming off eventually, and that wall is going to be adjoining to the downstairs bathroom. I'm going to take you into the upstairs room at the front now as well. This was where the wardrobe, you can see that has been removed. That was all removed today, and that was where the condoms were found. It's really sad that this sink is being removed, because that's where the stairs are going to be going up. But I think that's such a unique feature, and this is the beam we were talking about that could be there instead of the steel, which would be ideal because it would save us money. It does look like quite a chonker, so we took a photo of it, and I'm going to send that to the engineers, and we'll give you an update once we get the drawings back and we can order the steels. I think sometimes obviously there's overkill. You just want to make sure that you're extra secure if you're an engineer. And then also our house is not just standard, because it had already had the conversion done in the loft for semi-converted living space. It does still have like triangle ceiling. We're going to be adding a dormer, which will be a bit more weight, but I think it was already quite supported anyway. The final task of the day is just to remove the pipes and the wires that have been dangling down all day, and we're trying to separate them so they can be recycled easier. Sorry that the camera seems like it's a little bit dusty in these clips because it was getting a little bit darker. I think I probably should have wiped the lens, but we've got the wire cutters, all of the electricity's off. However, we found something really cool underneath the plaster from before there was electricity to begin with, and this was like the pipe to go to a gas candle that would have been lighting up the room. This is a really old house, it's over 100 years old, so I thought that was really cool. I think that's all we're going to show you today. I'll give you the afters in the next video of it all cleaned up because it's probably going to be too dark to film by the time it's all cleaned up. Come back for the next update.
See ya.